Oftentimes within society, problems are identified incorrectly. A coughing child suffering from headaches may be diagnosed with a common cold when he actually has the flu. A school may claim bathroom pass sizes are the reason they are continually lost. A politician may suggest that free speech threatens national security. Issues such as these are commonly misconstrued within society, resulting in a detrimental aftermath. One such issue that is commonly misidentified is divorce causing harm to children. Many individuals in today's society are separating and the rates of annulments are on the rise. From analyzation, people believe that the cause is the abundance of commitment issues. By developing this conclusion inaccurately, treatments have been formed in order to prevent the separation of couples, especially when they share children. These misguided resolutions are composed within the bill proposing to force parents into separation counseling before being granted divorce. It is a proposal that will cause more suffering than actual assistance in mediation of this issue. Although mandated counseling for divorcing couples benefits the parents, it neglects to actually address the child's potential psychological and educational issues stemming from divorce. In order to address the incorrect answer to childhood well-being in respect to divorce, the misconception is first resolved. While many believe divorce is the root cause of childhood challenges in schooling and psychological health, that is simply not the case. When left to its natural process, divorce often results in minimal impact on children. In fact, many other socioeconomic factors are the result of these issues that a child may face. Despite this fact being widely unknown, it is one backed by several scholarly sources. According to a report by sociologists J. Brand R. Moore, X. Sung, and Y.C., studies of parental divorce indicate that children's response to divorce varies by socioeconomic characteristics. In itself, separation of parents does not formulate a child's hindrances in education. Many other factors are a direct causation of these concerns over the outcome of the kids. The research article continues by stating, children of high-risk marriages who face many social disadvantages over childhood, irrespective of parental marital status, may anticipate or otherwise accommodate to the dissolution of their parents' marriage. Through a majority of divorces yielding from risky marriages, this gives rise to the notion that, indeed, socioeconomic factors contribute more significantly to the outcome of a child's life than the parents' split itself. In addition, most kids of these dicey relationships tend to lack surprise or shock when separation occurs between the parents. Furthermore, it is noted that psychological effects are often non-existent in relation to divorce. As noted in a scholarly journal of the World Psychiatric Association, still most children whose parents divorce are resilient and exhibit no obvious psychological problems. Over time, individuals involved in such events are able to rebound to their healthy and natural state. While it may appear as an anomaly, it is a constant occurrence rather than divorce being a direct link to presented problems. It is merely an act that impacts the lives of the parents. It is false to identify divorce as the cause of psychological or educational effects felt by the children who endure these tough circumstances. Despite the rarity of long-term damage, divorce can influence the dismantling of one's childhood in the short term without proper support. In the case of parental separation, true long-term discrepancies derive from short-term faults within the child's life surrounding divorce. As described thus far, the mere split between guardians does not impact the children, but instead it is the whole of socioeconomic factors that encompasses them. In a study by B.J. Ackerman, she extrapolates that the results clearly show that family structure alone did not have the most damaging effect on children's self-esteem. The quality of family life was crucial to the psychological well-being of the child. At the root of the matter, the main contributor to the outcome of childhood trauma was supplied by the family atmosphere during the events of divorce. As such circumstances unfold, families have the opportunity to form a beneficial environment for their children in order to minimize effects. By this statement, quick divorce yields the most robust chance to suffer zero damage. Furthermore, there are a multitude of opportunities to mediate the outcome and aid the child in adapting to the change, no matter how sudden. In an article about child resiliency with divorce, psychologists V. Sean and C. Vogel articulate prevention programs focused on increasing resilience might enable children to cope better with the experience of their parents' divorce, thereby preventing the development of long-term mental health problems. The focus should be on the kids in the wake of these events. Through coaching and therapy, these affected children are allotted the chance to counter potential future ailments that disrupt their ability to function in daily life. Lack of assistance provided to these youth can, and often does, result in the dire circumstances of flunking out of school and developing severe psychological disorders. In order to resolve this, focus must be on the children and not on the parents. In an article detailing the numerous effects on children, Arkowitz and Lilienfeld described. In a 2002 study, psychologist E. Mavis Hetherington of the University of Virginia and her then graduate student Ann Mitchell Elmore found that many children experience short-term negative effects from divorce, especially anxiety, anger, shock, and disbelief. While the long-term effects were shown to generally not exist, it is because of these factors and events within the narrow time frame after and during the divorce that children can be affected. These feelings are that which must be mediated in order to reduce or prevent any future complications for the child. The authors continue to state, these reactions typically diminish or disappear by the end of the second year. Only a minority of kids suffer longer. Typically, these kids do not suffer due to the responsibility of the parents to send their children to counseling in order to understand the circumstances and why divorce may occur. Those who were neglected or not given proper mediation were among the minority in this case. Immediate concerns must be addressed if there is hope to alleviate potential future consequences. The current conundrum is merely the lack of aid given to children of divorce and their ability to cope and rebound from these extreme actions that dismantle their home. These effects that transpire require a remedy that directly targets the issue. In the proposed legal action, divorce counseling is a necessary step for couples to take in order to successfully separate. Yet this legal action simply increases the possibility of harming the child's future. As determined in the previous paragraphs, children are not normally subjected to long-term effects that hinder their academic performance and mental health. It is only the rare severity of short-term impacts that can accomplish this damage. One such factor is parents arguing around their offspring when going through divorce. As detailed by psychologists V. Sean and C. Vogel, parents might be overwhelmed with the situation themselves and may, therefore, not be able to support their child. Despite the rarity of this consequence, it can establish unwavering outcomes that can deeply injure a child's future. This issue develops with exposure to parental arguments that are more common when parents are situated together. While typical divorce allows for a quick resolve of this issue, the proposed legislature instead prolongs the events, which can provide a vastly more probable outcome of educational and psychological concerns. Professor of Psychology G. Harold explores the potential negative outcomes by articulating how parents get on with each other also plays a big role in a child's well-being, with the potential to affect everything from mental health to academic success and future relationships. As established by Harold, there is a wide range of complications that this simple development may cause to transpire. Unfortunately, this is not at all addressed within the potential law, yet instead it neglects the child altogether and targets the parents' mere separation as the dilemma. It would be much more beneficial for the bill to attempt to create programs to aid children in coping with the split between parents, rather than subject them to damaging factors. Sean or Vogel described the combating of the problem by stating, by helping children understand and cope with the separation of their parents, children might be given the tools to stay healthy without developing relationship anxiety. Programs where kids may discuss their personal issues or even vent about their struggles is a critically needed service that can prevent negative outcomes. Many of the psychologists that house the grave concerns for the impact of these events are often drowned out by the overwhelmingly broadcasted statement that the mere action of divorce is the issue. The truth is that it is not. The problem is the lack of support provided to the children who suffer from these actions and are once more neglected through this proposed legislature. It is a reputed plan that tries to display itself as a combatant against the numerous complications while clearly failing to begin in resolving the actual dilemma. In conclusion, regulation for couples to spend time in divorce counseling does not address the issue at hand and actually damages the well-being of the child. By a false identification of the mere separation as the problem, relief for this issue facing the children has been absent. A bill to prevent the negative impact on youth has only addressed the parents and the actual split. As detailed by a vast number of psychologists, the family structure does not pose a threat to the child, but instead the quality of aid and family life following such events dictates the outcome for said kid. Furthermore, forcing the parents through counseling not only provides a prolonged exposure to parental arguments, but additionally jumps the possibility that the offspring will feel the negative impact more drastically in a way that will last well into adulthood. Through this clarity and insight, it is clear that the proposed law does nothing other than restricting adults' actions and embellish the children with trauma. If the youth of the world are to be saved from slipping into poor academic performance and deteriorating mental health as a result of divorce, the remedy must focus on the children themselves.